I'm Ryan from Prima, and this is the Ditting 807 Lab Suite. The Lab Suite is one of the most sought-after coffee grinders in the world, offering a unique particle-sized distribution tailored for a cup with syrupy, dense body and sweetness. Ditting has redesigned the Lab Suite from the ground up, integrating everything we loved about the 804, but with practical new features for the modern cafe owner. So right off the bat, you'll notice that this grinder has a refreshed, modern aesthetic, very different from the 804 line. Instead of being removed with a screwdriver, the hopper can now be removed by hand by turning this little axle here and then sliding it off. My favorite new feature in the 807 is this aluminum micro-stepped adjustment, which has a really nice resistance to it, but also has way more lines of reference for really accurate grind size changes and tracking. The 807s now have an electronic on-off switch instead of just an analog. There is an analog rocker switch on the back as well, but this electronic switch allows the grinder to be turned off automatically after 5 minutes if it's accidentally left on, and this switch will just last longer than an analog rocker. Lastly, the grounds catch up here is now magnetic, because why not? What makes the Lab Suite truly different from every other grinder is its cast steel burr set. No other Ditting model has this burr set. It features a rough texture, kind of like a cast iron pan, and a unique geometry that is tailored to create coffee that has high body and a noticeably increased sweetness compared to other flat burrs. This is sort of a topic of research and debate still. We can't prove empirically why this increased sweetness is there. What we can say from particle distribution tests is that the Lab Suite will produce a slightly higher amount of fines than other more clarity-focused grinders like an EK43. And that's definitely what's contributing to the increased body. When it comes to that sweetness, there is a theory that the rough texture of those burrs is causing particles to roll off more slowly instead of just sliding off as they would on a flat, smooth surface, and that's actually creating a more round particle. So because of that texture, because of that increased sweetness, it's reasonable to believe that particle shape is what's going on here. The 807 Lab Suite is designed for single dosing, great for cupping or also grinding into this steel catch for pour over. This platform is adjustable and moves up and down to accommodate any vessel, but it's also foldable, so you can put it up and then clamp a bag in here to pre-grind for a customer, for example. So that makes this grinder a multi-purpose tool for the cafe. So the 807s will put out around 2 pounds per minute at 800 microns, which is about setting 8 on the dial. And it has a recommended duty cycle of about 45 seconds on, 180 seconds off to let the motor cool down. So if you need more than about 30 pounds of coffee per day, or you need to grind more than for about a minute at a time, you should consider something else like the Ditting KR1203, which can put out 5 pounds per minute with a continuous run duty cycle. We see the Lab Suite as a tool for the modern cafe, helping to broaden the palette of flavor possibilities for each coffee. Next to every clarity-focused grinder out there, we envision a Lab Suite next to it for when you want to highlight that body and sugary sweetness in some coffees. That is all for today. Check out the Ditting 807 Lab Suite and the full Ditting lineup at primacoffee.com. Thanks for watching.